One day, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, asked Allah, O Allah, who will be my neighbor in paradise? Allah replied, in paradise your neighbor will be a butcher. Musa, peace be upon him, was greatly surprised by this and decided to go see that man. He set out toward the man's town. When he arrived, he saw that the man was selling meat at his shop. When evening came, the man closed his shop, changed his clothes, and took a soft, good piece of meat with him as he walked toward his home. Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, followed him in the form of a traveler. As the man was about to enter his house, Musa, peace be upon him, said, O brother, I'm a traveler. Would you allow me to stay as your guest tonight? The butcher replied warmly, Of course, you are most welcome to stay in my home. The butcher seated Musa, peace be upon him, and politely said, Before I can properly host you, I must do something very important. The butcher cooked the meat and made it very soft. Then he went to a corner of the room where Abus's elderly mother. He lovingly changed her clothes and washed her face. They began feeding her with his own hands. His mother had no teeth, so he fed her very gently and gave her water to drink. After she finished eating, the son wiped her mouth. The old mother then looked toward the sky and murmured something softly, and a gentle smile appeared on her face. The son smiled as well, and then returned to Musa, peace be upon him, who had been watching all this with amazement, asked, O young man, who is this elderly woman, and what did she say when she looked toward the sky after you fed her? The young man smiled and replied, O traveler, she is my mother, my paradise. She has become so old that she cannot walk any more. I work all day, and in the evening the first thing I do is serve her. When she has eaten and is satisfied, she gives me the same prayer every day. Musa, peace be upon him, asked, What prayer? The young man said, She prays, O Allah, accept the service of my son and make him the neighbor of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, in paradise. And the young man laughed and said, But where am I, a poor sinful butcher, and where is the great Prophet of Allah Musa, peace be upon him? My mother only says this out of love. When Musa, peace be upon him, heard this, tears filled his eyes. He stepped forward, embraced the young man, and said, O young man, rejoice. Your mother's prayer has been accepted by Allah and has reached beyond the heavens. I am Musa, the Prophet of Allah, and Allah Himself told me that you will be my neighbor in paradise. Hearing this, the young man immediately fell into frustration and began to weep.